Morning. Good morning to everyone. A beautiful day out here today. Well, not out here because I'm not out, but I guess you guys get what I'm trying to say here. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful. So excited about another trading day and saying good morning for people in the chat. I am screening the market, watching what's going on here today, and for all of you guys joining in. Remember, we're going to be streaming and here on YouTube, and we're going to be using the chat box on traderscolony.com /chat/index. Again, this is a free website, and you can be using that chat box over there to answer any, ask any questions, any complaints, any suggestions, anything at all that you want. You can use that chat box over there to write anything that you might be interested in writing. Let's see here. A couple of things that I'm gonna keep on watch here. I'm gonna see what's going on this morning. I hope everyone is having a good morning today. For all of you guys that wanted to get a video in regards to level 2 and all of that good stuff, I posted that video yesterday, and I wrote an article on the site to give you a little bit of a better perspective on why it is important to use level 2 when you're trading. Now, if you're a swing trader and you have a range that you're looking at, and it's interesting to you, and there's a range particularly that you might be interested in, that's a different story. Really, you might not need a level 2, but if you're an active trader, that's a total different story. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Currently scanning the market, looking at SPI, looking like the leading gapper this morning, moving hugely here. There are a few others that I am actually watching, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, this issue with SPI is it's a little bit overextended, and same fashion has almost 2 million shares traded in the pre-market hours today. Right, so this stock might end up selling off a little bit at the open. So I gotta keep that one on watch, but that's gonna be like the leading gapper this morning so far. So here's what I'm watching this morning. NSPR, SPI, and NSPR sale. Looking for a follow through move from yesterday on sale. SINT. Just gonna keep an eye on that one because it's a Foreman runner sign, and also EMPH. EMPH is a little bit of a higher price name here. Got a minute and a half. The open. I think SPI is gonna just sell off a little tiny bit right out of the gate. If it breaks a 424, there's something that I most definitely like to watch here. 424 pre-market highs. Forty some seconds to the open. Couple of levels to watch. SPI. Well, good luck everyone here. Let's see. 424, 476, 526, 732. Selling off right out of the gates. So I actually expected. Watching EMPH. Well, 486 really didn't hold right there on that support. That's you were saying on the chat. Watching this price action here. See what's going to happen today. There's a Fed meeting. I'm watching also BIOS, BIOS. Now let's see what's going to happen today because with the Fed meeting today, the market is expecting the Fed to say they're going to cut interest rates yet again. So there's a lot of expectation when it comes to that. I'm watching his nice high spread. This thing's selling off here. Would like to see somewhat good size orders stepping in. I still don't see. Okay, there's a couple of good orders coming through on the buy side. We expecting this thing to just move a little lower, but I think according to some news that I got yesterday, SINT is running. SINT SINT. Okay, SINT is looking pretty good. Let's see here, pre-market high, $3. Gonna let it run a little bit here. See what we can do over the $3 mark on SNTI. I mean SINT. 315. Let's see. Letting SINT run. Watching SPI. I was reading some news yesterday about SPI in regards to what happened with the oil on Saudi Arabia the other day. The market was going to try to find somewhat another source of energy to try not to be so dependent, right, on this type of stuff. And so the solar companies, I think, all of them were running yesterday. Not, a run that everybody was talking about, but they were running. They were moving higher yesterday. Watching the momentum here in SPI. At some point, the bears are gonna get tired of this thing. Watching that low on that candle right there. In the 1 minute. 335, holding on. Watching level 2. Just keeps dropping. Watching this here for a possible bottom. We're not gonna shoot right back up here. It's gonna be a dead cat bounce for a follow through move. I'm not really trying to catch a falling knife. 1 minute time candle right here has another 20 seconds to close. This 1 minute candle had to close. It has to close. Then I'll be waiting for the following 1 minute candle. It's making new highs on the trend here. You can see sign pulling back as well. WLL, which is whitening companies, oil, petroleum company, moving higher. And SPR moving higher as well. And SPR. Let's see here. Watching a couple of stocks. Most of them are pulling back. See if we're gonna bear flag formation here on this SPI. I don't see big volume stepping in on the buy side though. I think we're just going to have right here a follow through move. to the downside. Just print a nice bear flag formation and keep moving lower. 10 seconds for that candle to close. Okay, trying to catch a little bounce here. Printing a small pennant on the 1 minute here. Watching SMPI. Watching that low, the 1 minute time frame candle here. Possible breakdown here, 325. 325 breakdown. 325. Broke down, 325, broke down, 325. Doji here, the 1 minute time frame. Momentum has actually slowed down a lot here. Look at that first red candle right at the gates. Huge red candle. I'm not trying to, I'm not gonna say that the shorts are not going to still be in control here, but look at that formation right here. If you look at the volume bars, it seems like we are finding a little bit of a base support. We're hovering under with that volume on the momentum, the bearish momentum under the 20 line here, which is the oversold level on the stochastics. We are actually testing the 20 line. If we get under over that, I think we're gonna end up having a reversal right here on the trend. So right now the momentum is shifting on the bearish trend, and I think we're gonna be able to reverse this trend to the upside in the next few minutes on SPI here. Not necessarily. When you're reading the level 2, you can see where the other traders are sitting when they have their orders, right? So it shows you where the sellers and the buyers are sitting on next levels. Another, like for example, you're running a race and there's a curve over to the right or to the left, and you can't see behind the wall. You have no idea really what's behind that turn. What level 2 shows you is not right what you have right only at the moment, but you can see the people sitting on the next level after you and exactly where they want to send their orders to buy or to sell. A lot of green and red not necessarily meaning that it's going to be all buyers or sellers, because on the bid there's people that buy on the bid and people that buy at the ask. The bid is that the offers that people are putting to buy stocks when the buyers want at the price that the buyers want to buy is pretty much the bid. Also, the ask is where the sellers are putting offers for the shares to be sold, right? So they want to share at the ask. They want to sell at the ask because the ask give the sellers a little bit of a better pricing because it's a little higher price, a couple of cents higher than the bid. But people that sometimes when a buyer gets in a position in sense an order and the trade is not working on your side, oftentimes those people that were long sell at the bid. They don't want to put the for example their orders. They don't want to sell at the ask because everybody else is sitting at the ask. The rest of the sellers have orders that they want to be filled at that higher price. But sometimes I see a couple of bigger buyers here at 325 now. A couple of guys on with 5,000 shares buying on the bid. So, for example, if you want to sell something and you want to be filled and you want to get out, oftentimes a trader might sell at the bid because the bid is right at the place that the buyers are willing to pay at that moment. So if you're willing to buy at the price that somebody else is willing to pay, well, you get filled right away. So the fact that you see a lot of green and red doesn't really matter. Now, if you're reading the time and sells, well, if it has a lot of red, that's the shares that are being filled. That's people selling. The green means that the shares that are being filled, people buying. But that's the time and sales. Where you're reading the level 2 only. Remember, there's going to be people sitting at the bid and people sitting at the ask. But if you see somebody at the ask with, for example, 75,000 shares sitting to sell at, let's say we got 335 right now on SPI on the and on this level 2. If you saw somebody sitting at 337 with 100,000 shares, and that person wants to get out right there at $3.37, $100,000, that's going to make the price drop drastically, right? So, and when shorts see that somebody's actually trying to get there, Well, they're gonna probably try to short the stock as well, because they're gonna ride that wave. When that person gets filled, the price is gonna pull back a little bit, because that's a big order that's been filled on the sell side, because somebody's selling a big order. And at the same time, when somebody's trying to buy a big position and they sit on the bid with a larger position and they're willing to pay a price, well, then if you want to sell, you can sell right at that price that the other person is willing to pay, and that way you get a fill a little bit faster, so the execution could be a little bit faster. But what level 2 show you really is the price that other people are sitting on, not only what you see right at the moment on the prints. For example, if it's printing $3.32, you see people sitting on 336, people sitting on 350, people sitting on 358, people sitting on 401. So if you only have level 1, you wouldn't be able to see the orders that are waiting to be filled there, and the size of those orders. For example, we see a 320 right now, somebody trying to hit the 320 on the bid with 6,000 shares. A 320, that bid, that somebody that's trying to short there on the bid at 320 or 6,000 shares, right? And so you wouldn't be able to see that if you only have level 1. I don't know if that helps any better to kind of answer your question, but I'm just giving you here a little bit of information regarding how to and why it will be a good idea to always keep on an eye on. For example, you see 327 on the bid now, but it's only 200 shares. But you see somebody right there on 8,000 shares buyer on the bid that just went through on actually 325. That was 8,800 shares that were just hit at the bid just a second ago. But you wouldn't be able to see that on that market maker if you only have level 1, because level 1 it will only show you the current price and the bid, the best ask, and the size for that bid or the size for that ask. Nothing, just nothing more than that. You see a little bit of consolidation here. I think we are going to see a possible reversal over the next couple of minutes. I'm looking at the number 5 minute time frame here, and looking at the trend that is actually holding here on the 1 minute, and it's actually looking like we might end up having a reversal over the next couple of minutes. If you look at that formation there on this thing. Wow, look at that. Actually broke down here. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that exactly. Look at that. It was clear that something else was going on here. There was a divergence here, and I didn't pay attention to that divergence. Let me show you here what happened. And I thankfully, I didn't get anything, any orders out. Now, there was a big divergence here. Look at the 5 minutes, okay? And you see it here finding a little bit of a base of support for a reversal. We might end up having a reversal, but here was the trap. You see the base here for that momentum when it was shifting. We can see the consolidation here making this pennant formation on the 1 minute. But on the contrary, with no volume, this is when you have false breakouts. False breakouts. You need a breakout with a volume. Look at the volume actually stepping in a little bit right here now after this trap was set. Okay, we have very low volume right here, and look at the curve on the 1 minute time frame on the stochastics. Okay, we tap the oversold level right here, and we plunged right away. Now if you look at the curve here, this happened with no volume whatsoever. That showed you that there was a possibility for a reversal, and this is the problem with the divergence right here, because right now, instead of this thing to have a reversal, this stochastic should have stayed down here for a possible push up. But since we came up here, right, and we were testing the oversold areas again, we ended up having a reversal. This is actually a divergence right here on that flag that we can see form a pennant flag formation. And this actually was kind of tricky because that would have taken a lot of people out on this flush here. And again, I don't think we're going to have a breakout because the stochastic is actually showing that the bullish momentum actually it reversed, but with no volume. And now we're going to have a follow through move to the downside, because this is what we see right here on the stochastics. It's funny because on the 5 minutes we can still see that nothing has shifted, but it seems like we are still going to have a increased volume on the bearish side. Right now wouldn't be the moment to be a buyer, to be honest, especially now at the breakdown of that pennant flag formation on the 1 minute time frame, when the stochastic is actually showing that we are going to have some follow through move on the bearish side, because this ramp up move on the stochastics happened with no volume on this flag here. So we can see a little bit of divergence, and this is the reason why this thing happened. And that was actually a false breakout here that seemed like we were going to have. You see all of the moving averages crossovering. We have a crossover of the moving averages right here along with the view app. So right now this is just a sideways price action, a lot of consolidation. The trend is actually very tricky here. It will not be recommended to have any sort of positions in regards to the trend right now, because it's really really tricky. And to be honest with you, with this the kind of momentum as of right now, I wouldn't be so sure where we are actually heading as of right now. With this long wicks right here to the downside and the upside, if you look at here, we can see that there's a lot of indecision right now in this trend, and it would be recommended to have any positions to as a buyer or as a seller as of right now. And if you look at the volume on the 5 minute time frame, seems like the volume bars are increasing on the bearish end. So we might end up having a pullback here as the stochastics is actually showing. So it's very tricky, this entry on SPI right now. I really wouldn't be recommending any kind of entry right here, because it was a divergence here on the trend in regards to the momentum to the bull side or the long side, because the stochastic was actually showing that uh, it could have been a kind of false breakout here. So I wouldn't be trying to get any kind of positions here. I would just let it run and consolidate a little bit more to make sure that I'm not gonna get any kind of false signals to either side. Sure, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, no issue. We can go over that topic um, tonight. See what else is going on here. Let's see if we got anything moving, any other stock that might be interesting. Again, today there is a Fed decision in regards to the interest rates. So the market is actually in a lot of expectations to what the Fed is going to say. I wouldn't be expecting that there's going to be a lot going on today. The market might end up being a little tiny bit irrelevant because of that reason, that the Fed is about to speak today. See Lyft pulling back here. BIOS. No follow through there. Lyft is pulling back. Looking good. Nice short. Okay, I'm gonna take out SVI. Nothing is going on here. I'm gonna keep on a watch. And another window. I still have it on watch anyway. And another window. I'm gonna bring something else here. All right. Let's see here. Good decision. That's not a bad decision at all. I mean, I closed my day yesterday with no trades. Today, I haven't taken no trades either. I liked SBI a lot. I have my levels set for a possible breakout. I got a couple of levels that I was watching over the loan side. We flushed right out of the open. Right now, it's being really, really tricky. And, I wouldn't say that I like the information on SBI, right? So I just not willing to risk my, you know, my capital on trades that don't seem to be able to pan out, right? Seems a little bit tricky on the entries. So I'm not willing to take any trades on that one on the SBI. But I watch Lyft. I was watching Lyft here. There's really not a lot going on today, as I said. This morning the market is being a little bit. I knew this since the early morning that the Fed meeting is actually today a little bit later than later on, and I know that the investors and traders are waiting for the reaction from the Fed to see if they're gonna cut any interest rates and all that kind of stuff. There are a lot of gold companies though. If you're trading a commodity, because remember, GOLD is Barrick Gold Corporation, right? But it's a commodity, right? The gold commodity is not only the gold stock from Barrick Gold Corporation, okay? So when the market goes down, gold as a whole, gold goes up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that is the stock that is called GOLD, because that's just a ticker symbol from a Barrick Gold Corporation. Now, if you're trading commodities and futures, you can get a couple of contracts to buy gold. That's really different, though. But there are not only a mining company or gold companies in the sector. There are more. So if GOLD doesn't really go up, it doesn't really necessarily mean that the other companies in the gold sector are not going to go up. I remember what happened the other day, because every single company is different. These are stocks from different companies, right? So the oil sector companies the other day, what happened with the attack and the 5% reserve oil and stuff like that. Yuma and a bunch of other different companies, the oil and gas sector, they plunged. Mostly, the only one that was going higher was ECA, and he had a specific reason for it going higher. Although the oil was going up, those companies in oil and gas sector were going down. So you see, they were not correlated that day. Only ECA was moving higher with the with the sector of oil and gas, right? So GOLD is just a ticker symbol for Barrick Gold Corporation. It doesn't track the whole gold, because GOLD is a company that mines gold, but you're not trading gold. You're trading a piece of the company itself, not the gold, right? So when GOLD, you got to keep in mind, GOLD is a ticker symbol for a company inside of the gold basic material sector, not gold itself. It's a mining company. So if you're trading commodities, if you're trading futures, that's something different. You can put out a couple of contracts out there for gold contracts. But when you try to trade GOLD, you trading the stock GOLD, a piece of GOLD, which is a gold company, but not gold. You're not trading gold. You're trading a company that mines gold. So you're trading something. You're trading the company that mines gold, right? You're not trading something in regards to the price of gold. You're trading the sales and the expenses and the top line and the bottom line. So that GOLD company is just the same as trading Amazon, right? Amazon has sales, but if you trading Amazon, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're trading all of the little items that they selling on their site, right? You're trading a piece of the company. So when I say gold goes, the market goes down, the gold goes up, it's a hedge against inflation, is a protection in case you lose a lot of value of your portfolio stocks. But if you trade GOLD, you're trading a piece of a company that is in the gold sector and basic materials. They mine gold, but they are not gold. They are a company in the gold sector. So it depends on how they do. The price of the company itself is going to go up and down, but you're not trading gold. If you're trading GOLD, you're trading a company that is in the gold sector, but you're not trading gold. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. Yes, you can go, for example, if you go to Fimbus and you go to heat map, for example, heat map, and you look at the heat map inside of all those things, so you're gonna find different sectors, healthcare sectors, or even in your broker, for example. My there's a For example, if you go to the site to your broker, depending on which broker you have, different brokers have things like that they give you stocks that when you go to the website and you researching stocks, they will give you all of the stocks that are in a sector, right? All the things that you can do, you can go to Seeking Alpha, for example, and you will seek news in regards to gold companies, right? And they will give you more ticker symbols that are actually familiar or attached into the same sector. So, for example, I was reading the news about solar yesterday in the same sector that SBI is, and they would Solar City is not Suncross, and there's a bunch of different companies that are in the solar sector, right? So it will all of the ticker symbols will come up right there. So there's a bunch of different ways, but yeah, Seeking Alpha is a way to find stocks in the sector. You could go use Finbiz, you can use a broker. There's a lot of different ways for you to find out the sector stocks that you're looking for on that particular sector, right? It divides the sector. It would show you all of the stocks that are on that sector. We're having a breakdown of 4707 on Lyft. See if how far down we're gonna go here, because that was actually prior support 4707. See how this thing is actually going to work out. We watch the level 2 on this Lyft thing. That I'm just watching the chart here, but I didn't have the level 2 on this one. So let's see. Uh, See a couple of people stepping in here to hit the bid for shorts. I don't see big orders going through though. Pretty slow moves on Lyft. There's a couple of guys trying to cover here as well. See a couple of guys sitting on 4703 with 1,000 shares. And it is a process that sometimes takes a little bit of time, but you'll be okay, man. Just one step at a time. Can't learn everything in one day. Every day is something different. I mean, there's no way that you're gonna be able to know exactly what you need to do. Like for example, today, pretty sure yesterday you learned something new. Today, learn something new, and stuff like that, right? So it's just when issues come up, and and then you fix them. Well, then you learn how to fix the issue. But if the issue doesn't come up and everything is familiar and you don't go through new things, so that you're not learning anything new. So this is the reason why everything takes time, because you got to go through stuff, so things jump into your face, and then now you got to encounter another new situation, and the new problem will give you a new solution. And then when the problem comes uh, back around again, you'll see it again, you'll be able to know exactly, okay, this already happened, and I'm able to fix this thing. Okay, let's see here. Look at this thing here. Watching Geo 1.6 million shares traded today. I was waiting for the first red day, which was yesterday. Wanted to get a short on this one. Had a hammer, but it didn't have the volume that I was expecting. Look at today. Today's been moving higher. I don't know how far up we're gonna go because we have multiple tops. formation on the daily on GOGO. Now, SPI is just being something really choppy today. Really choppy today. Hope you enjoy the article I wrote. Try to make it. I tried to make it um, something that will be kind of easier to understand. You guys were um, trying to see if you guys can understand the level two thing and stuff. For example, I'm gonna go back to the level two real quick. I'm gonna take a moment here just to explain something to you. On the level two, you're gonna see a couple of different levels, right? Different market makers and different routes. ARCA, NASDAQ, EDGX, BATS, Amex, the OTC and YSC. There's a lot of different routes, right? Different market makers and all that kind of stuff, right? Um, if you read to level two, you're gonna see a lot of prices from top to bottom, a lot of different prices. Sometimes you will only see one price in all of the market makers, all of the routes, and in each market maker that you see there, all the routes, you will see different prices. Where people are sitting, for example, if you're looking at SPI, 352 and 354. Also 351s, 340 on YSC. On the OTC, we can see 330 on, for example, Ajax. Ajax, you see 352. NASDAQ 250, 352. So there you see the bids, right? What people is willing to buy for on the bid. Now you see red color and green color on the bid. Same thing on the ask. And then you see the size. How many shares are they willing to buy or sell? So each number that you see there, you have to multiply by 100 because the lots are by 100. So if you see a 1, that it means that there is 100 shares, or maybe even less than 100 shares sometimes. If you see a 5, that means 500 shares. If you see a 10, that means 1,000. If you see 22, that shows 2200, right? Which is 2200, right? So if you see, for example, 50, now that's a little bit different. That's 5,000, right? If you see 100, now you see for example, right now there's somebody hitting 355 with 100. The lot was 200. That means that it's 20, uh, 20,000 shares. Right now, sitting 167, 167 bit, sitting on 156, trying to hit the bid. And then you see different colors, the green and the red. You see the red, somebody trying to short the bid. You see the green, somebody trying to buy on the bid. You see 134 on the ask. Somebody was just sitting there at 134 just right now. I also pull sometimes 162. Somebody trying to buy, for example, um, about 5,000 shares, 166. Right now, 7,000 shares, 166. Yeah. Um, Sometimes I also pull market depth, the depths of the market. A lot of people call, well, some traders call it market depth, level two, or level two quote data, or market depth data. There's different names to call it, but you see green and you see red. When you see green level two, somebody trying to buy the bid. See red, somebody trying to short the bid. Same thing on the ask. You see the green, somebody trying to buy on the ask. You see the red, somebody trying to sell on the ask. People put offers in different spots, right? And by you seeing the orders that are going through and what people are sending those limit orders to be sitting on different places, because you can set the order to buy or sell any price that you want. And so if you just set the orders, you can see what the other traders are sitting and the levels that they're watching, where they want to sell in amount of shares, how many shares they're trying to sell or buy at different places, where they're trying to short or when they try to go long. So level two is just a place. White means that the stocks are getting filled between the bid and the ask. It's like having a doji candle, right? A doji is when the price and the open and the close, it was the same at the time of closing. When you see white printing on the level on the time of sales, that means that the price was filled in between the bid and the ask, but it wasn't filled either on the bid or nor the ask. It was filled in between the prices, right? Because the price, the spread is the price, the difference in between the bid and the ask, what the buyers are willing to buy and what the sellers are willing to sell. And that's the spread, right? The difference between one price and the other. When you see white, that means that the price was actually filled in between those two prices. Well, it depends on market orders. Sometimes when you sell a market order, you're just gonna get filled at the best price at that moment. But you can end up being filled at whatever price the market is currently sitting. For example, if you put a limit order to buy, see somebody's sitting on 349 with a little over 10,000 shares to short 349 on SPI, right? So um, I'm still watching SPI, but I'm not gonna take any chances. This thing has been too choppy today. There's no actual trend on this thing today. Um, so a market order is the current price where that actually it's the stock is trending, not the price that you want to pay for it. Because you, for example, you want to buy over 370, an example, on any stock, or 1050, let's just say, and the price is printing 1041, let's just say, and you set a market order. Well, you're gonna be filled there, or you're gonna be filled at the whatever next price is available from the market at the moment, whichever price is trending at the time. You can send your order at 1041, but if the market is already at 1045, you're gonna get filled at 1045, right? So when you put a limit order, is that you're saying is like, this is my limit price. Either you fill me here or don't fill me at all. And if the price comes back to me at this time or at this price, then you fill me. This is the reason why sometimes limit orders, you send them out, and if the price of the stock is actually moving pretty quick, it might rump and jump your price. You're not gonna be filled. You're gonna have an open order but not executed. Not executed because you were not filled, because the price moved faster than your order was received on the market. Oftentimes, if you don't have a direct market access broker, which you end up paying ECM fees and a little bit of a percent, really, basis, you get filled faster than if you have, for example, a TD Ameritrade brokerage, or I haven't used E-Trade, but I think E-Trade is the same way, because they have to send the orders to the market makers, or to those routes, to for the market makers to fill your orders and then come back right to you to give you the confirmation. But if you have a direct market access broker, it's like nobody's in between you and the market. You sending the order right to the exchanges. There's no broker in between you and the that exchange. For example, if your exchange is NYSE or the Nasdaq, or Amex or BATS or EDGA, or whichever way, and you send an order and you have a direct access market broker, your order is going to go directly to the exchange, not through the broker. Then through your broker, your order will be filled at the exchange, and then right back to your broker with a confirmation, and then your broker is going to send you a confirmation. Usually it doesn't take so long as me trying to explain it to you, but it's going to take more from you if you have a regular brokerage account with, let's say, TD Ameritrade, or and one of those. Now, if you're swing trading, that's okay, but if you have a direct access market broker, you have a lot. You have more advantage versus the people that have a regular account with E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, and these brokers that don't have that type of access. Um, So when you place a limit order, it's like you sending that order out to the market and you're saying, this is where I want to be filled. It's like, let's say that you go to a uh, auction, right? You go to an auction to buy whatever, a car auction, right? You say, oh, I'll buy at this price, and they asking wheels and do I have a buyer? You know how that goes. Okay, yeah, I'm just giving you an example here, but you have your limit. You say no, this is my limit. I'm not gonna willing to pay more than that. You send that order, and if the prices was there and you were able to be filled, you got filled right there. And exactly how you're gonna sell now, it depends on how you want to sell it. You want to sell a market order, if you want to sell a limit order, uh, um, and oftentimes you see people that really don't are not too familiar. Sometimes they send the limit orders to be filled at a price that they really comfortable with, but when they want to sell, then they want to, sometimes they sell a market order because they just want to be out, just to be filled. Now, what I would recommend will be maybe setting a limit order if you're not too familiar, and but sending a limit order maybe at the bid and getting out at the bid if you don't have a huge spread, of course. um, but that will give you a little bit of a better opportunity to get filled because the limit, the bid, is going to, you're going to send your order to sell right where the buyers are sitting. So if you bring food to somebody that's hungry, they probably going to eat it. So if you send your order right at the spot where the buyers are sitting, yeah, they're probably going to buy your order because that's where they're sitting to buy. So the limit order is just like fill me here or don't fill me at all. Or send that order, keep it open in the market, pending to be executed, and when the price comes right back to me, then I get executed. It's like, but when you set a market order, it's like they're gonna fill you, execute your order at whichever price is at the moment. Even if it spikes 50 cents, you're gonna be filled right on the top, and it's gonna come right back down again, and you're gonna be trapped there. Now it doesn't really. I'm not. That's probably extreme here. That what I'm saying, but for example, if you sell a price an order to be filled at $10, and by the time that your order gets filled, the price is already at 10.15, and you send a market order, then they're gonna fill you up at 10.15. And that's the thing, you're gonna be filled up sometimes at prices that you were not willing to pay, but depends on your strategy. Sometimes you just want to buy, and if you swing trading and you're not really active, sometimes it's just you have range and you're willing to wait. Well, that's a different story. Now you can wait, and the market order might not be so bad of a thing. No issue, man. No issue at all. Yeah, no problem at all. Just out of curiosity, let me ask you a question. I didn't want to mention any names. Although when you're writing, nobody's, well, other than the people that's in the site, um, they nobody else gonna see it because we're not chatting through the YouTube thing, so nobody else gonna see it. But um, you said that you got a course from that certain someone that we both know the name. And I don't know, well, you went through a little bit of the course, I'm guessing, But I'm guessing that the course doesn't really explain none of this kind of basic things, and it doesn't really give you much of an explanation how to do stuff. Well, probably was just a self promotion of the person. I don't know, but I'm just out of curiosity. Wasn't that kind of stuff included on the course? That was it just I don't know what kind of courses he's actually selling, but I'm just asking. It's out of curiosity, to be honest. Got it. Yeah, got it. I've been, like I said, I've been working on a couple of things for months, and but this is the kind of stuff that for me will be kind of like basic to kind of explain and you know teach somebody how to go through this kind of stuff, because if you're not able to, like for example, if you're trying to ride a bicycle and you don't tell somebody that how to first grab the bike, to sit on the bike, to then put your feet on the pedal and then pedal. Like if you don't go step by step and then you just go like you buy the bike and you run in the bike. Like, yeah, but how do I grab the bike from the floor? Where do I put my hands on the bike? How do I brake? How do I stop and get off of the bike? How do I move forward on the bike? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Well, you got lucky. Hey man, my job. I'm trying to help you guys out. So my job is to teach you what I know. I'm not gonna make stories about what I don't know. If I don't know something, I will tell you guys, hey, I've never been through this. Yeah. And again, I don't want to say that it's my job, because really I'm not. This is something I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just doing something out of. So, but again, if I'm gonna teach you, and you don't ask me what you need help with, how can I explain to you? You know what I'm trying to say? So, don't worry about asking questions. Always ask, because. Sorry about that. Let me know if. Hey, Matt, Mr. Matt, what's happening? Hey, man, I'm sorry. I just was trying to find out what was going on with this thing. Please let me know if you guys can hear me well, because I just had an issue with the YouTube thing, and it was like, okay, what's going on? I have no idea. Let's see here. All right, so let's check that one out, Matt. Let's see, LXRX. I think we were watching this stock in the last 2 days. LXRX. Oh yeah, you remember? For example, we were using this one even as an example the other day at night when we were doing the live stream. I think it was last week. If you look at the box right here that we were talking about, there's a little bit of consolidation here, and that there was a possibility to fill this gap. I think we missed this one though, because we were talking about this thing last week when I don't know if we was around here when they had this couple of red candles, or when, or if we was just down here. We were talking about the little fish hook formation down here. But yes, the fact that I remember this stock because I see the box here. I see the box here. Let me ask you a question, guys, just out of curiosity though. Out of curiosity. If I were to start a little something on YouTube, for example, interviewing you guys, like something, I don't know, a little chat for, like, I know that the podcast is a different story. That's gonna be a little longer conversation. But if I were to start a little interview, 15-20 minute interview, something like that, through Skype, for example, and that we could record to post it on YouTube on regards to why you're interested in trading, and why are you planning to take out of trading, what you want to learn, how far you are in the trading world, and your career, and what you will be expecting out of it, and what's the reason why for you to jump into this thing, and what made you jump or try to learn the ropes and that kind of stuff. Will be anybody on the YouTube thing here now watching, or you guys on the site as well. Would you guys be interested in having a little conversation with me, maybe again a recording to post it maybe on YouTube, to try to probably help other people. Uh, I don't know, learn about you and maybe learn why you will be interested about learning the trades, or you have already learned but you want to keep on learning, and you are an advanced trader, and what made you, you know, jump into this kind of careers, and this kind of stuff. Maybe your job or your family or whatever. It's just a little conversation. I don't know if any of you will be kind of interested in maybe having a little chat with me through Skype, and we can record the stuff and put it out on maybe YouTube if you're not um maybe um too shy. I mean, if you don't get too embarrassed about you know having a little chat that other people might uh you know see it, and but at least that, I guess, maybe people will relate. A lot of people might relate to that, and to your story or whatever. So if anybody is interested, just let me know. We could probably plan something, schedule a little chat, maybe through Skype, or we'll find a way, and we can put it out there, see if people like it, and maybe a lot of people might even relate to your story of why they, or you started to learn how to trade, and all this type of stuff, and reasons for you guys trying to learn this business, and the try to build a career in trading. Sure, yeah, no problem, man. We can give it some time whenever you feel like you're comfy enough. We can have a little conversation, and we can record it again. We can have conversations outside of the recording. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that one day, if anybody will be interested, maybe we can have a little conversation, a little chat, and we can record it and put it out there so people can see how it is, that people actually start. Maybe even we can have a little 10-15 minute talk, maybe 20 minutes, on how you are right now, where you've been, what you learned, and stuff like that. And then have like a follow up conversation in maybe 3 to 6 months, and put it out there again, kind of like the second part of the interview or the process, so they can see how much, or you can see yourself as well, how much and how far you've been since the first one, and if you were able to do a couple of the things that you were thinking that you will be able to accomplish, or all that kind of stuff. I don't know, I think it will probably be fun. All right, so popping on the news here, reading this thing says drone and missile debris proves Iranian role in Aramco attack. Saudi Defense Ministry says. So let's see what's going to happen and the next couple of days, and what U.S. is going to do, and the Iranian government as well. This might make the market move in a way or another. This type of news are things that might get investors kind of uneased. Yeah, that's a good thing. Having a trading journal is it's actually pretty good. It's a very good idea. So you need to keep track of yourself. See, it's like somebody on a diet, right? They need to know how many pounds they losing. They gotta keep track of what they're eating, the amount of time they putting on exercise, and the calories that they're eating and stuff like that. But if you're just doing things just because you're doing them, yeah, you're probably not gonna have very nice results. At the end of the day, you're probably not gonna have the results that you were expecting to have. Guys, I'm gonna let you go for now. Morning has been pretty boring. It's nothing going on here. I'm not gonna take any trades, so I'm gonna close the second day with no trades. It's not fun, but you know, it is what it is. We gotta trade the market that we're in, not the market that we want to be. I'd rather be green because I wasn't stupid enough to take a trade that went in the opposite direction. And today was a day that I knew out of the pre-market hours of today that the Fed meeting was today, and I knew that the market was going to react to it. Everybody was actually expecting uh, the Fed decision. A lot of people think we're going to cut interest rates again. Other people think not. But indecision in the market and uncertainty on traders and investors is pretty much not a great thing. So markets tend to not move too much when that happens, or give us false signals and stuff like that, as you can probably see it today. And for example, SBI, that was the stock that I had on watch since the beginning of the day. Not really a lot going on. See, there's no clear entries here. I don't like those left and now. Um, yeah, left is even holding on tight to those areas there. So not they're not really a lot of stuff to see here. Yeah, so really not a lot of stuff to see. This trend looks a little bit better. It's the best stock that I've seen today on the trend. Is Beyond Meat, and this is the 1 minute time frame. Because at 5 it looks kind of weird, but anyway, I'll let you guys go for now, and I will see you back at 7 today. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.